I have the silver bullet for you. I have a short description of what a silver bullet is. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. Let's take a look at how it can happen. Well, it's not happening. Give me a second. Give me a second. I don't know why it's not playing. It's Keke Palmer.
It's Keke Palmer.
It's crazy, crazy, crazy. It started all when Darius Jackson, her boyfriend, and the father of her child, Keke Palmer. Because I hate that word, that term, baby mama, baby daddy. Seems like I find it quite ghetto-ish. It's the father of your kid.
Mhm.
But okay. The
They
father of
they don't even put the apostrophe s. It's just it's like a baby daddy,
yeah.
not my baby's dad, because it's my baby's daddy or baby's father. Like baby daddy, me my baby daddy.
Baby daddy, yeah. Her baby's father was trying to regulate when when she went out with her friends to a usher show. He saw her out there showing the goods, showing the assets to everyone who was there. He didn't think it was right and said something about it on Twitter. Back then, Twitter, now it's X. And it backfired for him. He had to delete the Twitter or put it on deactivated for a while. Came back. They broke up, and then it seemed like they were back together. And now I think we talked about this last week as well. He is being accused of harassment. Actually, uppercut type of harassment.
Sparring.
Hands and feet type of harassment to the chin.
Mm.
While simultaneously, Keke requested a restraining order and sole custody of their baby. One thing we talked about before is it seemed like Darius was the primary caregiver of the baby in all the videos. He
The
was
baby.
talking with the baby.
The
Huh?
baby. The baby.
What did I say then?
The baby.
The baby, yeah. He was carrying the baby, the grown man on his shoulder while they were walking in.
Yeah.
No, but the baby.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about it shortly last week, but I think this looks like a silver bullet. And you gotta ask yourself, what is a silver bullet? KR, I have the silver bullet for you. I have a short description of what a silver bullet is. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. Let's take a look at how it can happen. Well, it's not happening. Give me a second. Give me a second. I don't know why it's not playing. Some way, somehow, it seems like they cut off my. But RJ,
Yeah.
give me your 2 cents on this while I upload the. re-upload this stuff.
Yeah, well, to me, when I heard the video, because of course I had my way of thinking first, well, I was totally wrong.
Around this.
The I could hear that, yeah, but I was totally wrong because the first it seems as though Keke was like making a power play. Uh, mm, when this whole story broke, I was like, "Whoa, this is completely different." It was more. It was more toxic than I mean, I did think it was toxic, but so I was right. At least I was right about the toxicity, but the role players I had wrong. But still, a man probably is probably feeling um, powerless because I mean Kiki is balling and he's not, and he might need to, he might try to compensate by being abusive, manipulative, uh, just to feel like he's the man. I mean, that's
Could
what I
be.
think is going on. That's what I
Could
think is
be.
going on.
The problem is, and I think we talked about it last week, is that they haven't released the video.
No,
They
only
only
the
released
pictures.
frames and specific frames
Yeah.
where it seems like Kiki is laying on her back and he's standing on top of her. We don't know the context of anything. I hope we can see that in the future so we can create another video about it. But for now, we have to do it with frames. But one thing I know is that there is such thing as a silver bullet, and the video is working now, so I can share it again. And sometimes it happens where people get accused of things they haven't done, all trying to alienate the parent from the kid.
This.
It's no fun around there without you.
I'm sorry.
This was Father's Day
Fair use.
2011. And according to Neil, it was the last time he saw his kids because of a restraining order that was quickly issued against him, part of what journalist Michael Volpe refers to as the silver bullet technique.
Silver bullet technique is when during custody or divorce, usually it's the woman, though not always, uses a either bogus or just false allegations of abuse to get a restraining order, which is then used as leverage in that divorce or custody.
Volpe writes about it in his book, Bullied to Death, about a case similar to Shelton's. And he says it's increasingly becoming the legal weapon of choice.
Look, it's not called a silver bullet technique because it happens a few times a year. It's called a silver bullet technique because it's prevalent enough that they have a term for it.
What shocks Volpe is that the restraining order kept getting reissued for years.
He's never been arrested for domestic violence. There's no evidence of domestic violence.
There was even testimony to that in court, and the state did an assessment of Neil. They determined that he was not a threat to his children either.
And I think
Wow.
So I'm not saying, I mean, it's a very interesting video that gives you a bit of insight of the tactics that can be used in situations like that. I'm not
Yeah.
saying he hasn't done anything. The only thing I'm saying is there are ways to put someone in a bad lighting. Let's wait until we see the full video.
Yeah.
But I also agree with you. Both can be right? It could be that the guy might be feeling himself a bit more, I'm saying, emasculated, for lack of a better word.
Mhm.
And he's trying to yank the power back. And that
Yeah.
could also be, I mean, we talked about it. Sims can be very dangerous to you.
Yeah.
Sims have their emotions not in control in general. And in this case, it seems like, well, he's a very emotional guy.